Hi, I'm Joanne Carey. Welcome back to my channel. And today my guides come forth with a channeled message that's a result of a group channeling call that I host, where someone raised a question about things that are preventing us from receiving what we're looking for. And they speak about us receiving, but they're really framing it in a beautiful analogy of an asteroid belt in space on how we're creating and how we can be more in receipt of what we want and how we can help deflect off those things that aren't going to serve us. I hope you enjoy their message. We would love to speak with you a bit more today about receiving. In a previous message, we've spoken to you in an image of having a dome or boundary around that would prevent you receiving what is naturally coming through you as a creator being. And that image we would like to shift a bit in order to make it more applicable, more accurate to experience. For you are always receiving light, and as you are receiving more light and energy, we don't want people to think that they are carrying a heavy dome of metal or steel that is deflecting off what they may wish to receive, or the light that is looking to penetrate into the bodies. But we would like to keep that dome shape, that bubble, for that is your energetic field. That is your energy structure that can and will deflect things from you. So let's think for a moment about having little distortions or little magnets within your field. And see out from your field, see yourself in space and see around you an asteroid field. So as you float and move through this asteroid belt with various size of rocks and debris, you are moving with the flow of source. You are receiving the energy of source and are creating from that space. And first, we will use an example of what you perhaps don't want to receive. So you see these asteroids, these large rocks and small rocks coming towards you. You don't want those to hit you, to enter into your field. And in the natural state of things, if they are not for you, they simply drift by. Your natural energy bubble simply deflects it off as you continue to move forward. Now, what happens is that through your life, through your lifetimes, through your thoughts, your beliefs, the structures that you have, your field gets little distortions in it. Your field gets these little spots. Think of them like little magnets. And those things are pulling towards you those asteroids, those rocks, those things that you don't want that are in resonance with this little magnet. And as we spoke about being present in the present moment, and it is from there that you will become aware of what it is that is timely for you to be aware of. That is the point where when something comes up in your mind, one of those beliefs, those structures, those patterns, it's at that point that through your awareness, you basically disconnect. You pull out the plug, you remove the magnet, which then allows the asteroid to move with the natural flow around your field, and it doesn't come into your outpictured reality. Now, as long as those magnets, as long as those little distortions or patterns are in your energy field, it's calling to you those asteroids, those little rocks for you to learn by. And when they remain there, when you are not aware in the moment of what's coming, you then have it outpictured versus just in energy for you to respond to, again in the present moment. And then once you have experienced that and received the benefit or the gift that's within the asteroid, you can move on. And that distortion, that magnet is removed from your field. And so no other similar asteroids will come into your awareness. Now, what if in your mind's eye you begin thinking about the asteroids? Some of them, notice, are little gifts. They're the things that you want. Maybe you see them as gold gems or presents floating amongst the asteroids. They're all again coming to you. And it is those thoughts, beliefs, structures, patterns that are also like little magnets within your field that attract those good things to you as well. But sometimes, if you still have one distortion or magnet that's attracting this very large asteroid to you, you either can't see or the present, the gift can't get to you that you're trying to create in your world, or you're trying to receive and be open to receive, for that other magnet is attracting that distortion. But as soon as it is removed, the asteroid flows off, and the ever flowing to you, that gift comes into your field and into your outpictured reality. And you can amplify those magnets for what you want through your thoughts and your focus. And then that is magnifying that magnet, and those gifts are more easily able to flow around you. But if only the magnets related to in vibration with the asteroids are being called, or if you don't have it as a possibility in your field that what you're looking for can actually come manifest, it will just float by you. Does this make sense? You're always attracting to you those things, those thoughts, those beliefs, those patterns that you believe in and what you're desiring. But it has to be a possibility. Of which case, this is why it is beneficial when you are looking to bring something into your life that you focus on it. For that's like creating the magnet, that's like putting the electric socket in the plug so that you are now calling the current to you for that thing. And then it can easily be pulled into your energy and into your outpictured experience. Now back to being in the present moment and being in receipt of those things that you want, and not in receipt of those things that aren't going to serve you any longer. So if you view yourself again within your bubble and you see the combination of asteroids and gifts within this field around you, all coming at you, migrating towards you through magnetic pull. Why is it important to be within the present moment? It is just like unplugging the socket or releasing the magnet. As things are approaching your field, which is the moment that you are in, not some other moment in some other spot in space, but in this little bubble that is you, in this moment, this present moment that you're creating in, when the field of that asteroid, when the field of your gift in its own little bubble of energy begins to get close to yours, it sets off little radio signals saying, I'm coming, or hey, I'm coming, being the asteroid. And if that asteroid signal, that thing you don't want, that pattern that's keeping you stuck or still, that thought, that belief, it will become present for you so that you have the opportunity, before it becomes outpictured, to unplug it or to remove the magnet from your field. And it happens in an instant. Think of like turning off the electricity. All the attraction goes away. And immediately that asteroid doesn't even know you're there, and it just floats on by. But if you were not present in the very moment that you're in, you wouldn't have felt the resonance of that asteroid coming. You wouldn't have been able to turn off the electricity to disengage that field, that magnetic field, from yourself, allowing it to float away. And so, in the moment that you're in, being aware of exactly what's happening in the moment and not being too far worrying or in the patterns that aren't serving you, you are able to become aware, recognize it, flick off the electricity, the magnetic pull, the tractor beam, so to speak, and it can just float away. Well, and then in the meantime, you will also begin to feel the energy pull of those things that are getting close to you, the energy field of those things that you want, also begin to tickle your field. And then you begin to say, oh, that's come to my thoughts right now. Oh, I'm going to think about that. I'm going to focus on that. I'm going to feel that. And that's like adding extra magnetic pull to your tractor beam, to the energy to call it further towards you faster. So in the present moment, being open to receiving, being aware in this present moment of what is in your awareness, so that you know when to disconnect the electricity, to disengage the tractor beam that's pulling those things to you, and also to be aware of when to put more focus, more energy, more emotion into what you feel is coming, what's been brought into your awareness, so that you actually call that great thing, that desired thing to you faster. It has been a pleasure to speak with you. We send you so much love and many blessings until we connect again. If you like that message from my team, please like it, share it, turn on notifications, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on other messages just for you.